It's for the teenagers.
Also wanted to make a little bit of a salad bar for the kitchen out there. This is what I made for his freezer meals for last month.
Welcome along to a grocery haul. It's not actually for us, this one. It's for the teenagers, and it's gonna all go in their kitchen.
If you haven't seen us before, we have 5 older kids that live here, and they've got their own little kitchen area out there, which we'll show you after this when we restock it. And so this is for them at the moment. They're all kind of sick, so we wanted to just give them a bit of some yummy food to feel a bit better, and this is what we got. All right, I got them some mini Oreos and 3 packets of the big Oreos, just because I want to make like a little cookie jar for them on the bench. And these were the only flavour still half price. They were $1.50. All the other Oreos have gone back to $3 a packet, so I just got these ones. And we got the 20 pack with these flavours, $7.50. The price of cereal is insane, but these were the ones on sale. They were still almost $4 each. And just some little mini packs of choc chip cookies as well.
Got some peaches and 2 fruits.
And then some fruit salad as well.
And some fruit salad.
So they used to always enjoy these, so I thought I'd grab them too. Some pre-prepared fruit. I think these are for the microwave. Some gooey caramel steamed pudding. They were also on sale, so I really just looked through the half price specials page first to see sort of food that they don't really have. I wanted to get a whole heap of drinks, so I can't believe how expensive creamers are now. $4 on sale now.
On sale? That's $4.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So we've got the apple and black currant, sunshine punch, and apple splash. So I'll put these in the fridge out there so they're nice and cold. And just while we're on the drinks, just over here, the bubbly was half price.
We've got Tropical Bliss, lime, and raspberry.
And then I know that they like Coke Zero, so that was $30 for a 30 pack, so $1 per can. Popcorn, they've gone through all the popcorn, so we've got 6 more packs of popcorn. We're out of garbage bags, so we were completely out of them. And these are just our usual ones that we have in our bin. And then we got some cream cheese. We got 2 packets of bagels. So we got 2 more loaves of bread. They still have a loaf of bread out there, but I'll put that in their freezer. And so they can make sandwiches. They've got lots of cheese out there. So they've got ham, chicken loaf, and salami as well. And I'm going to start stocking up on the soups now that it's really cold. Some Ritz crackers, that can go with lots of things. And then these bars are on special. Chopped nut bars and roasted nut bars. They're really nice.
He's got a yogurt bottom on them as well.
Yeah. Salty caramel with dark chocolate. These were $2 each. So I just got these 2 flavours.
Fully loaded wicked sweet chili and char grilled Korean barbecue.
And then we have a bunch of yogurts. We've got 3 of the field strawberries, 3 of the classic vanilla, and 3 mango and passion fruit. And then over here we have 4 blueberries and cream, 4 mangoes and cream, and 4 strawberries and cream. They were all on sale. Also for sandwich meat or anything else, we've got 3 tuna in spring water, and then 3 different flavours of tuna. And 3 frozen meat pies. I actually bought 3 microwave ones, 4 and 20, but they were out, so they gave us these ones. And then I got a bunch of containers because these are all half price and we need some out there. So we've got some for pasta, some for the cookies, like I said, some for the sandwich meat, and a couple more for the microwave because they've only got 1 out there, and if someone uses it, they have to wait till it gets washed to reuse it, or they could wash it, but they don't.
They don't, no.
So if we have a couple more, then it's enough for everyone out there. Okay, so here's the fridge now. Pretty bad.
Got that feeling in your arms and knees, the kind of feeling where you simply freeze. Don't you worry, let me throw you up, 'cause I think I know where you always stuck. You give everything so easily, but there are things you don't let people see. Open up and hammer down the wall, and
So I also wanted to make a little bit of a salad bar for the kitchen out there for the other kids. So I got these containers from Kmart. I think they were $10 each. I made up some salad stuff that they can use to make a salad or a sandwich, something like that. So I've used some cherry tomatoes, some capsicum, broccoli, carrots, cucumber, lettuce, and spring onions. So I'll just keep an eye on what they use, what they like, and I'll refill those things, because there's no point having it out there if it's not going to get used. So I made those salad containers up.
Here's what I feel, I don't need a better reason. You broke your heart, come use mine. My love will last, it'll stand the test of time. My love is real and it's not just for the season. Here's what I feel, I don't need a better reason. You broke your heart, come use mine. My love will last, it'll stand the test of time. It'll stand the test of time. The test of time.
And now, in case you guys were interested in what I made for Ollie for his freezer meals this past month, this is what I made for his freezer meals for last month.
So this month I wanted to do things a little bit differently. Last month I tried to steam everything and I just didn't have the right pots and pans. So this month I boiled the potatoes and the other harder vegetables, and I prepared all of the ingredients I had first, and I grouped all of them into recipes. So here I grouped the lentils, the zucchini and broccoli. Then we had the spinach, avocado and eggs. I was going to make some finger food with bananas, oats and eggs, and just various other groupings while I prepared all of the vegetables. Last month I was mainly fruit and vegetables with a few grains. This month I wanted to add proteins. I also make sure I had some iron, and just developing his palate a little bit more. I also made some finger foods so that he could start eating independently. I prepared the rice and the quinoa first. I prepared all of the ingredients first. Minced meat to make sure there was protein and iron. I browned that off and I cooked that up with some lentils and water. Cooked that all together, and I boiled some eggs while I was doing that for another recipe. I wanted to make sure I just had everything going at once so I could do this as fast as possible. So I also had pre-cooked some chicken the night before, so I was just whizzing that up to make it fine enough to add to his meals. And also the same thing with some salmon there. So I've got some minced chicken and some minced salmon ready to go. I've got the rice all cooked up, the spinach ready to cook. I've got some breadcrumbs back there as well. Then we've got the mince and lentils ready to go. I boiled up some apples in water. Boiled eggs, I've got potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, pumpkin, all nice and soft. Some steamed broccoli, and these ingredients ready to make some pancakes. Then I mashed up some avocado, and I also cooked the zucchini in the microwave. That was just the quickest and easiest way to do it. So the first recipe I made for this month's freezer meals was chicken, apples and sweet potato. Mix that all up together into a paste. And then just putting those into the freezer molds. Each one of these is a portion, is one meal for him. So it's really good to have them already portioned out like that. And I just freeze them in these bricks and put them all in the same freezer bag once they're frozen. So it makes quite a lot. This was 2 amounts. I did the recipe twice in my blender, so that's how much it made. Next recipe I'm making is the minced meat with lentils, and that also has carrots in it. So I blended all of that up. And just put that in some molds as well. So now the next recipe, I made some rice with quinoa and pumpkin. So I left some out for Ollie to have for lunch. As you can see, he wasn't quite sure at the start, but he did get into it and enjoy it eventually. And that's how much was left after his first try. So the next recipe I made was the salmon with potato and broccoli. Now I learned a lesson from this. We don't want to mix potato in a blender because it gets very sticky and turns into a paste. So instead I took that out and I mashed it up with a potato masher, and the texture is good for him anyway because he's getting older, so he's learning to have bigger chunks of food. I just put that all into one silicone tray, so once that was frozen I could slice it into about 5 different meals, and I just did that because I was running out of silicone containers. So then I made some chicken, rice and quinoa and zucchini. That mixed together very well, and I then just put that in the molds, putting them in these little green molds. He has 3 of these little circles per meal. The next recipe I made was apples, and I added the water that the apples were sitting in as well. So what I'm going to be doing at the end of every week, if there's apples left, because there isn't always, is just make an apple puree. And then I have this jar that I keep reusing. There was originally applesauce in it, and now I just keep all these homemade apples in it. He either has them by themselves, or I will add them to a banana, or I'll even add them to vegetables to sweeten it up and make it a little runnier. He just really likes apples. So now I am steaming the spinach and chopping up the eggs. So this was egg, mashed up avocado and spinach, and it does not smell very good at all, but he actually ended up loving this meal. So just freezing those as well. Now this is the leftover salmon that we had, so I just put it in a container like this in the fridge. That way he can eat it throughout the week because I don't have any more silicone molds. And these are the leftover vegetables after all of the recipes are made. We've got a few carrots, pumpkin, zucchini, and we've got a bunch of potatoes there. Now we're going to use those potatoes for our dinner tonight. I also have some leftover chicken, so I'm just going to mix them all together. So I made some with just vegetables and pureed them and put them in trays. And then I made some finger foods. I put the vegetable puree, the chicken and some breadcrumbs together. Then I shaped them into little flat, sort of like nuggets. So they're kind of chicken vegetable nuggets. And I baked them in the oven and they turned out really well, and Ollie really loves these. Time to give the kitchen a good clean. So I just clean it up while I'm waiting on things to bake. And lastly, I'm making up the pancakes. So these were good for breakfast, but also he'd just snack on these sometimes. So we made some mashed banana, and then we added 4 eggs and some oats, and just made little pancakes out of these. They turned out really well. They freeze really well as long as you freeze them in a single layer first, and he really loves them. So here is the entire cook up that I did today for Ollie. All of his freezer meals and his finger foods ready to go in the freezer and last another month, so that I don't need to worry about what he's going to be eating for the month, if it's going to be healthy food. Of course, every now and then when we go away, it's hard to bring these things with us, so he will have pouches every now and then. We don't go out much, especially around meal times, but when we do, we just grab a pouch from the supermarket. Now, I wasn't too particular with what went where this time, because I figured each recipe has some vegetables, some protein, some grains, something really good for him, some healthy fats. So whatever he's going to eat, I'm just going to pull out and give it to him, and he's going to eat it all within 3 months. So there's no point worrying about labeling it and putting it in 6 different freezer bags. So I just put it all in 3 freezer bags at the end. So it's all in the freezer, ready to go. Thanks guys for watching this vlog, and until tomorrow, hooroo mate.